good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. We are going to start in another 3 minutes, start at 3 p.m. So please bear with us till then. Thank you. Hi friends, good afternoon. I can see a lot of you have already joined. We will be starting sharp at 3 p.m. Please bear with us for another few minutes. Hi friends, good afternoon. I can see that a lot of you are here with us today. Thank you so much for being with us. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat tab on your screen. We will be taking up questions towards the end of this webinar. We'll be starting shortly, so just bear with us. Sharp 3 o'clock, we'll be starting.
Hey, Bob, how are you doing?
Hey, Roger, how are you?
Just relaxing in the Swiss Alps. Take a look.
Yeah, it's good for you. Listen, about the Switzerland film you want me to do?
Yeah, did you see the boot film I sent you?
I'm watching it as we speak. I don't like it.
What?
Just look at where you are, Roger. I mean, you got your mountains, your skiing resorts, your charming little towns, your green valleys. There's no drama. No drama at all.
Seriously? But did you see the bits with the sunset?
Roger, from a certain type of actor, I need an edge, conflict, jeopardy. Switzerland is just too perfect.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are too nice. You should have said, fuck you.
Okay, listen. How about the two of us on this special mission? We ski down the slope.
What, skiing down the slope together?
We go even skydiving.
Come on.
And then we land on these fields and the cows are grassing.
Roger, I have to be honest with you. It's not happening.
Ah.
Sorry, Roger. Maybe call Hanks.
Who?
Wow, wasn't that something? I'm sure all of you, after seeing that, are waiting to go to Switzerland. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us today. We are now going to kickstart our webinar. I have with me two people here who will talk to us about Zurich Tourism. First, I have joining me is Amia Kamath, the Business Development Manager Leisure for Switzerland Tourism. And we have Dorothea Karl, the Head of Marketing and Convention Bureau for Zurich Tourism, joining us live from Zurich. Thank you all for being with us today. And we are very excited about this webinar today. Friends, I promise you today's webinar is going to be very different from anything you have ever attended before. It's something that you have never seen before and you're absolutely going to love it. It's 3 o'clock and we're ready to kickstart. Amia, over to you. Amia, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Devika. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending our 6th webinar as part of the ST India webinar series. We're extremely excited to have you here for this special webinar on Zurich. Today, we're going to mix things up a little bit, and we're going live to Zurich to present to you and showcase all the popular highlights and attractions. So this would be extremely exciting. I have with me my colleague from Zurich Tourism, Ms. Dorothea Karl, and I would like to hand over the podium to you, Dorothea, to introduce yourself and what you'll be showcasing during your webinar.
Yes, thank you, Amea. Hello, everyone, all the way from Switzerland to India. It's a great pleasure to show you Zurich today in a live tour. Some of you might know me. I've joined Zurich Tourism beginning of the year. I'm the head of the international markets and the convention bureau and member of the management board and responsible for the most important market, the Indian markets. So I'm really pleased to make this a big topic at Zurich Tourism. And before that, some of you know that I've worked for STC Switzerland Travel Center for many, many years, taking care of the Indian market. So it's going to be a really good time coming up when you guys can travel again to Switzerland. And today I'm gonna show you the river and lakeside of Zurich. The weather forecast was supposed to be sunny and dry. And guess what? Now I'm standing here just underneath Hotel Storchen and it's pouring down. So I have to improvise a little bit. So please excuse that. I was not expecting this, but yes, what can we do? That's the weather. Back to Amea for now.
Thank you so much, Dorothea. Switzerland is Switzerland, irrespective of the weather, and it's one of the most beautiful destinations across all times. So we look forward to showing you guys Zurich live today. Before we get into the webinar, just to give you an update about the current travel situation to Switzerland. As you know, Indians fully vaccinated with Covishield are allowed to enter Switzerland without having to quarantine. We want to assure all travelers and all your clients that we follow the strictest adherence to safety concepts and the various guidelines and protocols. So we also, in that regards, have an initiative that we support called the Clean and Safe Initiative, which is a label that all suppliers of tourism products and services in Switzerland can apply for, which basically highlights their assurance commitment towards keeping Switzerland as a clean, safe, hygienic travel destination, and to showcase to you and your clients that we are waiting and looking forward to your clients when they visit Switzerland. So that is something that's important with regards to wearing masks in Switzerland on arrival. Masks are obligatory currently only in public transport and shops, as well as restaurants when you're not at your table dining. Indoor venue for indoor venues. Otherwise, it is not mandatory. However, it is always recommended to continue to adhere to all the COVID-19 related protocols when you travel in Switzerland. We have a link in place on our website, myswitzerland.com, which gives you all the information about the guidelines in place across various providers of tourism in Switzerland. The latest information, as you know, as of 13th September, the Federal Office of Public Health in Switzerland extended the requirement for a local Swiss COVID certificate to enter indoor venues. So that is, indoor venues include bars, restaurants, casinos, museums, etc. So what is important for you to know is that for our guests, that's for fully vaccinated with Covishield guests of India or third countries, until 24th October, all human readable certificates of EMA accepted vaccines are valid for access to indoor venues. They should be readable by human beings, should highlight all your personal information, vaccine information, the country where you got vaccinated, the date of both your doses, etc., and should also be in the Swiss, either the Swiss national languages or English or Spanish. We have the new Indian COVID certificate format that's available on the COVID app. So whenever your clients are traveling, do recommend them to download that and travel with it. From 11th October, the vaccine card/certificate will be able to get converted into one that's compatible in Switzerland. The details are being worked out. Systems are being put in place. As soon as we have that update, we will come out with a communication for the travel trade. As of now, just for your knowledge, EMA accepted vaccines include Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, as well as AstraZeneca. So all licensed vaccines such as Covishield, so that applies to us. So as of now, for Indians until 24th October, fully vaccinated with Covishield can enter indoor venues with your COVID certificate. minors aged 16 to 18 will require to be tested every 72 hours with an RT-PCR test or every 48 hours with an antigen test. Under 16 need not be tested. And if you're looking for more information about the rules as well as the operating status, business hours of our suppliers, you can log on to myswitzerland.com to get clarity on this. For more information about our travel products, services, and everything tourism related in Switzerland, do log on to our website, myswitzerland.com. It is almost like an encyclopedia on Switzerland, along with contact information that will help you sell Switzerland more to your clients as well. Switzerland Tourism India is now also on LinkedIn. Please follow us to get the latest news and updates about tourism-related activities, experiences, as well as information about Switzerland. We also keep posting updates about our activities, events in the India market. So do follow us to get the latest information. We have now an India-specific e-learning program as part of our Switzerland Travel Academy. So please do complete the core modules, become a certified Switzerland travel expert. And we also have some very important must-knows for the Indian market when selling Switzerland. We also have a contest running. So if you do score the highest and complete all the modules after on the academy, at the end of the year, we might select one person eligible to be part of a fan trip to Switzerland in 2022. So we hope we have a huge participation from the Indian travel trade for this. Do look in, if you want to brush up on your knowledge about Switzerland, please do log on to our website, myswitzerland.com/ST India webinars, and you can go through all the recordings we have done about and as well for all our webinars that we've done in the past. If your clients are in Switzerland and require a COVID test, we have that information available on our website, as well as options that you can look out to with regards to booking as well as online reservations. For general updates regarding the current COVID-19 situation entering Switzerland, please do log on to the website of the Federal Office of Public Health. It outlines all the special rules that are in place for people entering Switzerland. They also have a travel check through which you can gauge the conditions under which you can enter Switzerland. So this is always a good pre-check prior to flying or departing for Switzerland. If you're looking for some more information, this Switzerland State Secretariat of Migration has an FAQs page as well. You can log on to that page and get many of your doubts solved. If you need any information regarding travel procedure to Switzerland or visas, you can reach out to the Embassy of Switzerland visa section or VFS Global, and they'll be happy to help you out. And for anything related to Switzerland and its tourism products, you can reach out to your Switzerland tourism trade team. There's me. I look after all the B2B leisure activities for Switzerland tourism in India. My contact details are here. If you have any queries pertaining to the public transport network, the Swiss travel system, please do get in touch with my colleague Leandra. And if there are any queries or questions relating to MICE or weddings, please do contact my colleague Aishwarya, who heads MICE for India, and she'll be happy to help you. And if there are any general queries, you can also write to us at india.trade@switzerland.com. So now I'm without further ado, I'm going to hand over the platform back to Dorothea to take you on a live tour of Zurich. So I do hope you enjoy it. Dorothea, over to you.
Okay, hello everyone. So the last picture Amea just showed is actually the place I am right now. You see here in front of you the very famous Großmünster. You can actually walk up the stairs, almost 200 stairs. It takes about 4 to 5 minutes, depending how fast you are. And then you have a magnificent 360-degree view over all of Zurich. So it rains a little bit. I quickly ran into one of the nicest 5-star hotels that you will see in a second and asked for an umbrella. But we might be lucky and have some dry minutes in between. Here in front of you, you see the Münsterbrücke. So I'm sure the ones who've already been here have walked on that bridge. It's really a must-see and probably the best spot to take pictures. And we go a little bit more to the right. So this is one of the oldest but modernist five-star hotels Zurich has to offer. It's right in the middle of the city center in the old town. It's called Hotel Storchen, and it's part of a local group which is called the Living Circle, consisting of several five-star hotels, mainly in Zurich, but a few of them are also outside of Zurich. And on top of this beautiful hotel is one of the newest and trendiest bars Zurich has to offer. And earlier this week, for the planning of this webinar, I had a first glimpse. And actually, I wanted to go up there with you live today, but because of the weather, it's closed. But we have prepared a few nice pictures from the rooftop. Amia, would you mind showing those pictures? Yes, so you see, that was earlier this week with sunshine, and we still had around 17, 18 degrees. And the second picture shows the Frauenmünster. It was a really lovely day. It is nice today too. It's just raining. And then we have a short video. Amia, thank you for showing that as well, if it works. Amea, I think it doesn't run on my side. If not, we just skip it. I think the pictures spoke for the view itself. Okay, then let's go back to the live tour. And now we'll have a little walk. We'll be walking through the old town of Zurich. There are many, many streets to explore. Zurich is really an ideal city to explore by foot. Everything is within walking distance, and it's definitely worth a walk. However, if you're like, I'm not so much into walking, there are also public bikes that you can rent. Actually, free of charge, we have some, but we also have public bikes, which you can just book with an app. Once you arrived at the bike, they are all over the city, and then you can just explore Zurich by bike instead. We might have a chance to see them. And we're right before lunchtime, so it's getting a bit busy with logistics. And as you see, we have many shops in the high-end segment, but also low to medium budget. There is really everything for everyone. The Bahnhofstraße, which is the most important shopping street, is 1.4 kilometers long and offers really a wide range of shops all over town. So you can really lose some money here if you're into that. You probably hear the background too with the post buses behind me. And all these streets and these houses you see, if you haven't been here, this is really like how the old town looks. You have plenty of narrow streets that want to be explored and always good for an Instagram picture. Let's wait for the car. And then we continue. I wanted to come to a really nice shop, which I love a lot. And you probably too. So, do you see all these fancy little pralines, these chocolate? We will hear later a little bit more about chocolate in Zurich, chocolate in Switzerland. And maybe you want to remember that number. Did you know that Swiss people consumed almost 10 kilos of chocolate in 2020? So really something to remember and to take home off or home with. And you see these alleys all over town. We are coming towards one of the most famous squares in Zurich, which is called the Münsterplatz. It has been, newly restorated in the last years, and there are many new coffee shops and restaurants opening up in the vicinity on nice days. It's really a place to be where you can just sit down, have a coffee, a cup of tea, or a lunch or dinner, depending on when you come. So I'm going to walk a little bit around here and give you a view of the Münsterplatz. And here in front of you, you see this church is called the Frauenmünster. And this is famous for the Chagall windows. Marc Chagall has his 3 big windows in the church. They're really nice to see. And people really queue up for them for a picture. And then here's the backside, town hall. So if you feel like I'm going too fast or too slow, just let me know in the chat. But I want to take the time so you can really have this augmented reality situation. So here are a lot of restaurants, and actually if you see, there are 2 blue houses, and the one right here is a really nice restaurant, and in front of that restaurant is a fountain. And actually they do events with the fountain, where the fountain, instead of water, wine comes out. And I'm going to walk over to that fountain so you can see it. But there is no wine coming out now. You have to reserve that. And then the owner of the restaurant is making sure that you can drink wine from the fountain. And another number to remember would be the number of fountains Zurich has to offer. Not sure if you know that, but maybe give a little guess in your head. What do you think? Someone told me we have around 1,200 fountains all over Zurich, and this is one of the newest fountains. This has been done in the last years, so it's quite new. As you can see, it's modern, but still it fits really nice into the architecture of the city. Okay, and we move on from this square, which is called Münsterplatz, Münster Square, and we move over to Münsterbrücke, which we saw earlier from the other side, but now we will actually just go right on top of it, so you see the view from all sides. And so for the ones of you who've already been to Zurich, you know how convenient it is to actually arrive in Zurich and then just go into the city. It's a 10-minute drive by public transport. So airport to Zurich Central Station does not need longer than 10 minutes. Now tell me a city in the world that has that. I wouldn't know of any. And it's really so convenient because the central station is right in the center of Zurich. And from there, you can explore the whole town. It's really in the middle. So no matter in which direction you go, you're easily connected to everything. And especially coming from a long distance flight, I mean, I flew to India many times and all over the world. And really from getting off the plane back home, on a good day, it doesn't take me longer than 30 minutes. So that's really awesome. So here you see again from another view, from another angle, the famous Großmünster. And this is this famous bridge I talked earlier. And now I'm going to have a little break here and show you the view from where I stood at the beginning. And I see some blue skies coming up, which is really nice, especially for you. So that's where I stood earlier. And you see on the left side, Hotel Storchen again. And here on the left side, there is also a walkway. So actually from the central station all the way to where I'm standing now, there is this walkway along the river that you just can walk all the way through. There are some coffee shops. You can sit down, have a rest. It's really so lovely. That said, if you're not, or your clients are not into walking, there is also a boat, which also leaves from the central station, from the Landesmuseum. It's included in the Zurich card, and from the central station to Zurich Horn, which I will show you later. It's a 30-minute boat ride. It's really nice and lovely. It departs every 30 minutes. So no matter what you do, walking, biking, boating, we'll find something to do. And now comes the other side. Just walking over. So here you have the view to the Limmat, the Kehrbrücke, excuse me. We'll walk over there anyway, but you see it from here with the boats. And on clear days, on nice days, you also see the mountains. And then you see here the town hall of Zurich, where they get married. And do you see, I'm not sure, I think you can see it. You see the boats here in front of me. And just behind that is, it's called a bathing area. And inside you can swim. And during the day, it's only accessible for women. So we have plenty of bathing, swimming pool, outdoor pools all over town. And some of them are only accessible for women, and some are only accessible for men. And then there are some mixed ones as well. And then in the evenings, all of the men and female pools open up and become a bar and restaurant style kind of character. And it's really nice. It's what the locals do. It's what I do. In summertime, we just hang out there. We go for a swim, and then we meet up with friends and we just hang out, have a drink, talk, and enjoy life in Zurich. So we're moving on. We're continuing along the Limmat River, which brings us to the lake. That's our next destination for today. So you have to bear with me. We need a few minutes of walking. And in the meantime, I'd like to tell you a little bit, if your clients or you are into art and culture, Zurich is really excuse me, a good city to be. We have over 50 museums all over town and over 100 art galleries. And most of them are included in the Zurich card. And we will share with you a sales guide where you can get all the details and information about the Zurich card. We have a 24-hour and a 48-hour Zurich card, and it gives you access to all public transportation, to almost all of the museums and art galleries. You can use it for boat rides. And yes, it has plenty of offers. So here you see now this, it's in Swiss German, we call it Badi, Badeanstalt, which means bathing pool, bathing area. And these are really super ancient. I mean, they are existing for hundreds of years. And it has a really lovely character inside. Regretfully, we cannot go inside because it's closed. We may have a puke inside. Not really. I tried. So I'm going to walk just a little bit faster here because it's just a plain street, but I want to walk you through to the Bürkliplatz, which is the square to arrive with the tram system for the lake view. And I'm sure we will see some trams too. So the trams is the most common way for locals, but also for tourists to commute within town. And they are running really from 5 o'clock in the morning until midnight every few minutes. So you can really use it as a hop on, hop off transportation. And there is also a tram line, the tram line number 4, which is our art museum tram line, because along that tram line, wherever you get off, you'll find a gallery, you'll find a museum. Actually, now you see one of the trams there. But the closer we come, we will see more. So you see, it's really easy to walk through town. The most scenic spots in Zurich are really within walking distance. And if not, you just hop on a tram. So often I get the question, how long should I come and stay in Zurich? And that's a tricky one. I mean, I've been living in this city for a decade now, and every day I could explore more things. But I think to be realistic, you would need if you just have a short time, yes, of course, only a day, but ideally you can, convince your client about the beauty of the town. I think 2 days is the absolute minimum to really also live a little bit in here and to experience it. Otherwise, you would just rush from A to B, and that's not really the aim of a holiday, I would think. Okay, we're crossing the street, and then we come to the famous view. So this street is always busy with cars coming from the right side of the lake to the left side of the lake. But there are also ferries on the lake further down. So for cars and also for pedestrians to cross the two sides. So we're gonna walk just right in the middle, and then you have a really nice view. Well, if the weather would be nice, but as I said, we have to improvise a little bit today. Okay, so here we are. So usually on a clear day, you see the mountains. You would also see the Uetliberg, which is the local attraction in Zurich. But yeah, regretfully, it's a bit cloudy now and you hear the thunder coming down. So as you would see the mountains, I can tell you a little bit about how ideal Zurich as Zurich hub, because from Zurich, you can really go and see other touristic attractions in Switzerland, like Mount Titlis, Mount Pilatus, or Rigi. They are easily accessible by train, 1 to 2 hours. So Zurich is really an ideal gateway to explore other parts. And then instead of changing hotels, you can come back in the evening and stay in your hotel in Zurich. Maybe somewhere here along the lake. We have some really nice new hotel openings like the Amaron or La Réserve in Nolac, 2 of the hotels that just opened recently. And here in the background, you also see the Opera House. And this is the boat I actually talked about earlier. It's included in your Zurich card. And you can just go on that boat and it takes you from the Landesmuseum to Zurich Horn. Or you just get off here, Bürkliplatz, where we are heading next. And now it's really coming down. The rain is coming down. You see my umbrella. I was not expecting rain. The forecast said it's going to be dry. But someone told me that, and I know it, that Indians love it a little bit cooler because it's always so hot at home that you actually like it when it's a little bit stormy. Sometimes it's fun. We're dancing in the rain. And we're coming to another iconic photo stop square in town. This is now the Bürkliplatz with the Gaia-Med, which is the icon of Zurich, the statue here. I'll show you in a second. So now we are really at the top of the lake, where on good days you would have the best view in Switzerland, I would say. And today it's like so-so. But yeah, I think you can imagine just by looking at it now. And this is also the part where the ships depart. Let me just go over to the other side and talk a little bit about that. So this is the boat, the ship docking station. And so we have several ships. We have, there is actually one coming, not sure if you can see it in the distance. We have a big lake cruise, which takes about 2.5 hours, leaving from here all the way to Rapperswil. Rapperswil is also part of the Zurich region. It's a little boutique town, which is very famous for its roses. The city is covered in roses all over. So that would be the big lake cruise, but then we also have smaller lake cruises, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. You can go just one side of the lake or both sides. So there are plenty of options. And yeah, you'll get a really nice view. You can also hop on and hop off. It stops frequently, and you can play by the ear, or your clients can play by the ear by whatever they like and how much time they have. And there is the ticket shop, so you don't need to reserve anything. You can actually just go to the ticket shop and get on the boat. There is no reservation needed, neither first class or second class. So it's very convenient. Okay, so we are slowly coming to the end. I will walk towards a little bar where I am happy to answer all of your questions. But before that, we cross the street and I show you one more place that I wanted to highlight. Is aquaplaning today. And I think by the time we finish this webinar, the sun is coming out and it's going to be beautiful weather. We know how this is, right? Okay. Just bear with me. This crossing, you see the tram here? This crossing is very complicated. So these are the trams. Screen. Almost there. Oh, and by the way, just in front of we also have a lot of public toilets. And you might be thinking, why is she telling us about toilets? The thing is, the Zurich toilets are really the cleanest public toilets I've ever seen in the world. And another fountain, remember, 1,200. So some of them you have to pay, others you don't. But they're really safe to use and they're really super clean. And I never use public toilets, but this is really good, especially for tourists, I find. So here we are at the pavilion. The locals call it the salsa pavilion. In summertime, people meet up here and dance salsa. It's also a place to hang out, and we have flea markets here at the weekend. On this square, I'll show you in a second. So this is the salsa pavilion. And then you see this big square here. And at the weekends, you have plenty of, as I said, flea markets and markets in general where people come, shop, hang out, meet each other. Okay. Good. So we are coming towards the end, but the grand finale is closing with our latest news. And the latest news, it's all about chocolate. As you might have heard, in September last year, the new Lindt Home of Chocolate has opened its doors in Küstnacht. And actually, you can take one of the boats I just showed you, and you can get off the boat in Küstnacht and then just walk over to Lindt Home of Chocolate. And Stefan, I'm sure some of you know Stefan very well. He used to be with Zurich Tourism before, and he was in charge of the Indian market as well. He has a message for you. And Amea, can I ask you to please play the video while I'll make my way into the bar? Thank you so much.
Here we are standing in front of the Lindt Home of Chocolate, just next to the original production site of Lindt & Sprüngli. We are located only 10 minutes away from the city center, and you can easily reach us by private car, train or bus. But for me, the most spectacular way is with a scenic boat ride. Welcome to the Lindt Home of Chocolate, in our main hall with a spectacular, impressive chocolate fountain with real chocolate in it. Besides this eye-catcher, you also can experience our shop, the museum, you can do your chocolate courses or your own personalized events, everything under one roof. Let's get started with the chocolate tour and jump directly into the jungle. On our interactive museum tour, you'll learn everything about chocolate. Learn about the cultivation of the cocoa bean. You also learn about the history of the beans, how they came from South America to Europe. And we also have a room which is called the Swiss Pioneers, where we showcase the rich Swiss chocolate history. And of course, you have a lot of opportunities to taste chocolate within the museum. And by the way, you can experience the tour, the chocolate tour, with an audio guide or a personal guide in several languages. The Lindt Home of Chocolate is not only a museum, it is also a perfect location for events, social programs and meetings. We are sitting here in the so-called lounge, where we are having a bar in here, but it can also be used for smaller presentation. Behind this door, the real chocolate experience is awaiting you. Let's have a look if the master chocolatier is already here.
Grüezi. I am the master chocolatier. Groups and individual guests can join chocolate courses with me. Together, we create praline, bars, and all sorts of chocolate creation.
For those who haven't had enough, they can shop till they drop at the world's largest Lindt shop.
It's not working. Something is not working.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into our webinar. It was amazing to take you guys on a live journey through the city of Zurich. Zurich is extremely vibrant, a melting pot of culture with a large variety of experiences, activities, as well as great proximity towards a lot of other products and attractions across Switzerland. I do know that Zurich is extremely popular, and hence, we thought it would be a great opportunity to take you live to the destination. Thank you so much, Dorothea, for taking the time out and doing this live virtual tour for us. I would now like to go to the Q&A session, if you don't mind. So basically, the first question that I've received is with regards to the hotel and accommodation facilities. As you know, Indians travel most of the times as families. So with regards to family rooms and double, triple, quad rooms, what kind of facilities can the trade expect in Zurich?
Yes, I'm well aware of that. So I found a dry spot to sit now. I'm well aware of that. It is not always easy. There are accommodations where we have family rooms or double rooms with connecting doors, but it's not on a big scale in Zurich. However, we can always help you. You can also come to us if you struggle finding something. We have lists of properties where you get the best chance for that. Important is really that you book well in advance. The shorter the booking window, especially for high season, the more challenging it will become. So be early, and then you will find the best possible solution for your clients.
Another question that came to me is with regards to the hotel tax that is applicable in Zurich. If you could just
city tax, yes.
Yes.
The city tax is it's actually one of the lowest city tax in Switzerland. It's 2 0.50 francs per person and per day. And that comes on top. You would pay that. So this is when you book, but most of you know that when you book a hotel online through an OTA or travel agent, that comes. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Lost?
Dorothy, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm back again. I'm sorry. The reception is so. In the new buildings, the 3G connection is not always the best. We learned that too.
So the next question is with regards to the Zurich card. So there's a question regarding the pricing and the benefits in general, as well as the benefit if you're traveling with children.
Yes, so the Zurich card, we have a 24-hour Zurich card, and I said 48, but it's not true. Actually, it's 72 hours. So for the one day, for the 24 hours, it is 27 francs. And for the 72, it's 53 francs. And it includes a wide range of like all of the transportation in Zurich, museums, tours, boat cruises, nightlife, shopping, but also plenty of family offers and wellness offers. So I'm happy to share with you. We have a little leaflet. Actually, I have it just here. And I can share with you the link. And it's also in our sales guide. Amea will share with you later on. And then you can find the details, especially for you important or interesting, the family offers. Like the zoo, for example, the Zurich Zoo is part of the Zurich card. It's actually, this is already a whole day event for families. I've been there and it was a 7-hour day journey to the zoo because it's really so unique with unique animals from all over the world. So plenty of things to do with children.
Thank you so much. Actually, the Zurich Zoo is also one of my favorite places in Zurich.
It definitely is. Actually, in Europe, it's all over Europe. It's known for its uniqueness. It's state of the art. Animals are treated so nicely, and sometimes you really feel like you're in Africa and Australia when you are in that specific part of the zoo.
Fantastic. Can you also just give us a little update on the newly opened hotels in Zurich as well?
Yes, sure. So we have plenty of hotels that opened or that were supposed to open last year during the COVID season. Some of them actually did. Many of them postponed their openings into this year. I've showed you at the lake, and now the sun is coming out. That's a little bit unfair, but hey, what can we do? Really nice property is the new Ameron from the Althof Gruppe. It's a 4-star superior hotel right at the lake, very modern. Then we have Ruby. Ruby is opening just in a few days. We had the new Circle opening. The Circle is a whole complex at the airport of Zurich. It's like a city in the city. They call it style area. It consists of shops that are also open on Sunday, and that's exceptional because usually the shops are closed on Sundays in town, but at the Circle, and it's like a big outdoor mall, and you have convention center and Hyatt hotels, Park Hyatt hotels. It has opened, and it's becoming the new place to be in Zurich, even for locals. They do events and festivals and outdoor markets, food markets there. So these are one of the latest openings, and then there are a few lower budget hotels opening. Might be interesting for some of your clientele, like the Ibis. And that can be interesting because they also have apart hotels with kitchenette. So that is something to look into for your market, definitely. Yeah. More new things are the Kunsthaus has opened or will open this coming Saturday. The extension building, which was designed by David Chipperfield. And this is just opening now. So whenever you guys are ready to travel again.
The next question is with regards to the group travelers when they travel by coach. What is accessible in Zurich for the coaches, and in terms of the parking facilities?
There is a big car park at the central station. That's where you can also the day trips are happening. With, for example, Best of Switzerland tours, you can do day trips to Mount Titlis, Mount Pilatus, Jungfrau Joch. You leave in the morning and you come. It's really difficult for large coaches to go through the city. And it's also not really recommended because that's not really the way you would explore it. Though you saw this streets, we were just Bridge 2. There are two major bus stops. One is at the lake and the one at the central station.
Thank you so much. The next question is about the winter experiences in Zurich. If you could shed light
winter
in terms
experience,
of the...
yes?
Yes.
So we're actually we're still in the fall season now, but we're coming closer to winter. And I personally find December a really nice month. Also November, actually, because we have a lot of, people are very creative here, and we have a lot of festival and markets, food markets, art festivals happening in these months because they can be done indoors. So it gives a nice flair for the locals, but also for the tourists. So it combines the two. And in December is a nice month because all of December we have the Christmas markets happening in town. And we have several. I hear me in echo now. Now I'm gone. Okay. Sorry. So we have Sechslütenplatz, which is close to the Opera House, one at the train station, then all over the Old Town, and the Old Town is spread on two sides of the river. We have really endless Christmas markets where you can shop, eat, drink, and just and that's something very unique for, I think, for Europe, not just for Switzerland, but for Europe, these Christmas markets. And then if you are into if you want to stay in the city because you don't want to skiing or sleigh riding, the closest winter resort is 45 minutes by train. So, 45 minutes is nothing. In bigger cities like Mumbai, you need 45 minutes to get to work. So here you are in the city, and in 45 minutes, you can be on the slope. So you can explore from here the touristic attractions that Switzerland has to offer for the winter scenery as well.
Great. That's great to know that Zurich is also a fantastic winter destination, and we look forward to seeing a lot of Indians visiting Switzerland and especially Zurich this winter. One really interesting question that came was, that Zurich holds a lot of events and activities a lot of festivals and things like that. So, I mean, when planning itineraries, a few people from the travel trade, they wanted to know, if there are any specific popular events that you recommend for the Indian clients that, would be great for them to explore when they visit Zurich. If you could just, give us an update about it.
Sure. So actually, we are now updating, and because of COVID, a lot has changed. So I will also share with you pretty soon our updated calendar. I think the food festival, which just happened now in September, and I find September a very nice month to travel because usually it's not super hot anymore, but it's still nice and warm. It's one of the seasons or a month where it rains the least, and these food festivals are also indoors and outdoors, but there is a lot happening outdoors, and it's so nice to just stroll around the street food festival and get a glimpse of different tastes, international vibe to Zurich. We have just finished the Zurich Film Festival, which is another really nice festival that showcases the international have a lot of interesting movies are shown that you would not see in a cinema environment, just like so. And that's my personal two favorites. But there is
I think Dorothy will have to reconnect.
Okay. Are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Are there more questions, Ameya or team?
Yeah. Yes, there is one pertaining to shopping and nightlife, and your recommendations on which are the best spots for them.
For shopping, well, we have is definitely the Bahnhofstraße, and that's really a must-see. So the Bahnhofstraße starts at the central station, and then you can walk all the way. It's 1.4 kilometers. It sounds long, and it is long, but because you will do it slowly, because you want to experience all of the shops, it's a really nice stroll. And it takes you all over to the lake where we just ended the session, which I showed you. So from the central station all over to the lake, you have shops from all budgets. So at the beginning, medium budget stores like, I don't want to spread the word, but like H&M's and Zara's and things like that. And then as closer as we come to the lake, the higher we come with the price, and then we end with Gucci and Prada and Rolex stores. So there is something for every budget. Now, if you're more into the local or local brands or more the trendy shops, not the big famous names, there is also the Viaduct with the big Freitag Tower. Some of you might know the iconic Freitag Tower, which is designing bags, really nice bags. And in that area, which is called Zurich West, are tons of new shops and squares and districts popping up with new shopping facilities. And then the other one was the nightlife, right? Well, the nightlife is changing now too a little bit due to COVID, especially in Zurich West. You find all the big clubs. If you're into clubbing or if your clients are into clubbing, Zurich is actually the city in Switzerland where clubbing is happening. So all the young people from other cities and nearby and surroundings of millions of bars, wine bars, gin bars, tea bars, coffee bars, ones. So the range is endless, so to say, and there are always new things coming up. Zurich has a really creative scene of people, and it's living all the time. It's always changing. There is consistency, but there is change, and this combination makes the city so modern and so vibrant and so cosmopolitan, but still always with that local flair, which I like a lot.
Great. I mean, I can guarantee a lot of people are now looking forward to going to Zurich and partying. The last final question is a constant in any webinar series. It's to do with the cuisine, the food, especially Indian restaurants, as well as the opportunity to get, vegetarian or Jain food in Zurich. So, I mean, it would be great if you could shed some light on this particular aspect.
Yes, a lot has happened in the last years. And so no matter what dietary restrictions you have, vegetarian, vegan, no eggs, no dairy products, I'm well aware of that. You can find changed a lot in the last years, in the last decade, because this vegan and vegetarian lifestyle became very popular also in Europe and in Switzerland, and you find a lot of organic and bio and local shops and restaurants, and it's really spread it all over town now, and convenient that it became a daily access for everyone. So that is really something you do not need to be afraid of for your clients. I think Zurich is really top-notch when it comes to that. In other destinations, that might still be a bit trickier. But here, everyone knows these concepts of different food preferences, and they cater to it. Can you hear me? Am I still on? Do I need to reboot?
No, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was the last question of the day. Thank you so much for taking the time off to take our viewers through beautiful Zurich, whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's sunshine. It is one of the most vibrant, colorful cities ever. And we look forward to a lot of Indians traveling there very soon. As you know, India has started traveling to Switzerland, and the demand is pent up, and they're waiting, and slowly it's increasing. So we look forward to that. I would like to thank everybody for attending this webinar. Do you have any parting words for our attendees, Dorothea?
Yes, of course. So first of all, thank you. I see 310 people who have dialed in. I'm really pleased for your interest. And I hope I could give you a little glimpse of rainy Zurich today. And I hope to meet you soon, either in India, but better would be here in Zurich, of course. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. We've shared my contact details, dorothea.karl@zurich.com. I'm happy to help you, to assist you along the way. And I can assure you that it to come, even though it's a bit tricky with the flights, but it was worth it. So take this with you, and I hope to meet you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dorothea. So
Thank
now,
you.
great. Now that the part that about the quiz. So I do hope everybody's tuned in. Before we get into the quiz, please do download the sales brochure from Zurich Tourism from the file section on the platform. This will help you sell and promote Zurich much more effectively with your clients. So I do recommend that you download it ASAP before the webinar closes. With regards to the quiz, as mentioned earlier, the house rules apply. Answer the quiz via the link provided on the chat box, as well as on the quiz link site. Only answers received via the link will be considered. The deadline for answering the quiz is 7 p.m. today. Answers sent in post that will not be considered. Only those attendees from the Indian travel trade who have tuned into all our webinars and answered all our questions stand a chance of being considered to win. You need to score the highest to be part of the fan trip in 2022. Please do ensure that you fill in all your details that are required correctly. That includes your name, your company, your designation, your mobile number, and your official email ID, as well as your city of operations. Personal email IDs will not be valid. And if you have any further questions, queries, or you require any information, please do not hesitate to write to us on india.trade@switzerland.com. So the quiz, multiple choice via the link. So just to recap the questions: how much chocolate do the Swiss eat annually as of 2020? Question 2, how far is the airport from the city center? Question 3, how many fountains are there in Zurich? Question 4, which of the below are the most visited museums in Zurich? Question 5, how many liters of water flow down the Rhine Falls each second during the summer? And question 6, once upon a time in Zurich, 15th century BC, Zurich used to be known as Turicum. True or false? Please send in your answers via the link below, and we look forward to getting all the information and your responses soon. Thank you so much for being a part of our webinar. We will take a short hiatus once again and come back to you with a new webinar on the 28th of October, highlighting the Lake Geneva region, Schilthorn, and BLS Interlaken. So we look forward to seeing you then. Till then, stay safe, and we look forward to, of course, seeing a lot of your clients in Switzerland. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.